The United States has stopped the delivery of equipment related to the stealthy F-35 fighter aircraft to Turkey. As per reports, these equipment are needed to prepare for the arrival of F-35s that Turkey has on order. This is the first major step taken in blocking the F-35s for Turkey. This comes after Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan refused to halt the planned purchase of a Russian S-400 missile defense system. Department of Defense spokesman Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Mike Andrews stated in a statement, "Pending an unequivocal Turkish decision to forego delivery of the S-400, deliveries and activities associated with the stand-up of Turkey's F-35 operational capability have been suspended." In this video, Defense Updates analyzes America's decision to stop F-35 deliveries to Turkey because of the S-400 purchase. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank or aircraft and 3 days of premium account. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, which is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role fighter, is undergoing final development and testing by the United States. The Pentagon began the F-35 program in 2001 with an aim to develop a cost-effective replacement for the U.S. military's F-15, F-16, and F-18 fighters and reconnaissance aircraft, as well as A-10 close air support warplanes. Apart from the United States, the primary customer and financial backer, the United Kingdom, Italy, the Netherlands, Canada, Turkey, Australia, Norway, and Denmark are also part of the program. Many other nations like Japan and Israel are also deploying the fighters. S-400 Triumph is an anti-aircraft weapon system developed by Russia's Almaz Central Design Bureau in the 1990s as an upgrade of the S-300 family. It's been in service with the Russian Armed Forces since 2007. It's designed to defend against aircraft including fifth-generation stealth fighters, bombers, AWACS, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles. It's considered one of the most powerful anti-aircraft defense systems in the world. In a conflict between NATO and Russia, these two systems will play a vital role. F-35s are designed to penetrate heavily guarded airspace, whereas S-400 is designed to protect the airspace against the most potent adversary. Turkey has more than 100 F-35s on order. It's already received 2 F-35s. Not only this, being one of the major partners, it's responsible for the production of certain components of F-35s and will also provide maintenance support to other European customers of the jet. It's to be noted that Turkey is not only an important player in the F-35 program, but it's an important NATO member. In July 2017, Turkey reportedly signed the deal to acquire the S-400 air defense system from Russia. Turkey has said it will take delivery of the S-400s in July of this year. Turkey has insisted that since it currently has Cold War-era surface-to-air missile system, it requires an upgrade, and S-400 fits in perfectly. The United States, NATO nations, and members of the Joint Strike Fighter program are all concerned that S-400 will be able to gather technical data such as radar signature of F-35s if Turkey operates the jets in the airspace which is monitored by S-400. This could potentially pass on to Russian hands and give them an unprecedented edge in future conflicts. Furthermore, in an integrated air defense system setup, S-400 will be hooked to Turkish air defense. This could lead to critical compromise since the Turkish defense will have profiles of F-35s already set for IFF, identification, friend or foe, and through S-400, Russia could get that information. In addition, having the S-400 linked into Turkish defense networks could potentially give Russian analysts access to sensitive information that passes through the cloud-based Multinational Autonomic Logistics Information System (ALIS) system of F-35s. ALIS has critical mission data and flight routes. U.S. Army General Curtis Scaparrotti, the head of U.S. forces in Europe, told a Senate Armed Services Committee, "My best military advice would be that we don't then follow through with the F-35, flying it or working with an ally that's working with Russian systems, particularly air defense systems, with what I would say is probably one of the most advanced technological capabilities." NATO Allied Air Commander General Todd Walters had stated, "Anything that an S-400 can do that affords it the ability to better understand a capability like the F-35 is certainly not to the advantage of the coalition." Viewers may note that NATO is an alliance formed to counter the Soviet Union, and its main opponent at present is Russia. F-35 is geared towards penetrating Russian and Chinese air defense. If Russia gets access to F-35s through Turkey, the F-35's capability to defeat air defense, especially S-400, will be heavily degraded. It's to be noted that Russia already dubs the S-400 as stealth killer, and there are good reasons for this. The powerful main radar of S-400, which has a range of 600 kilometers, is complemented by target acquisition radars like 67N6 Gamma-D and 9N6 Protivnik-G radars in L-band, Nebo SVU in the very high frequency band, and Nebo M and Zebu M in multiband. Nebo SVU and Zebu M is touted to have the ability to detect stealth aircraft. Also, it's to be taken into deliberation that though F-35 is a stealthy fighter, it has many compromises, unlike the F-22 Raptor. F-35's airframe is not as stealthy as the one on the F-22 Raptor. Against X-band radars, it's only stealthy from front and rear. Against S-band radars, it's stealthy from the narrow front aspect. Against L-band radar, the limited reduction is achieved from direct front. It has a much greater reliance on radar-absorbing materials to maintain its stealth profile. Taking these aspects into consideration, it's safe to assume that if Russia gets hands on classified technical data of F-35s, then it will be able to tune S-400 in a much better way to detect it. Since Turkey is a major partner in F-35 program, it's responsible for making parts of the fuselage, landing gear, and cockpit displays. U.S. will have to find a way to remove all dependencies from Turkey. As per reports, the U.S. is looking for ways to replace Turkey in case there's no positive progress. As an alternative to S-400, America has even offered the costlier American-made Patriot anti-missile system in a discounted deal. But this hasn't changed Turkey's stance. There is a possibility now that the Pentagon will stall pilot training of F-35s for Turkey. In these conditions, it can be foreseen that Turkey's plan of inducting F-35s by November will not be feasible. At worst, the deal may be scrapped totally, and F-35s may never make it to
Thanks
Turkey.
for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.